Bible Stories with Liv. Today's story comes from the book of John. So Jesus' 12 best buds, and Jesus' mom are invited to a wedding. Heck yeah. And they go to the wedding and they're just partying, they're drinking, they're booling around. It's a good time. Me pan, zhu, 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 zhu. But then, there's no more wine. There's no more wine. Everyone knows it's disgraceful to run out of wine for the guests. Everybody knows that. So Jesus' mom goes to Jesus and she's like, son. Yeah, mom, what's up? What? There's no more wine? And you're like, Mom, why are you bringing this to me? You know my time hasn't come yet. Okay. But she goes to the servants nearby and she's like, okay, just do whatever he tells you. And they're like, bet. And Jesus goes to his servants and he's like, okay, guys, you see those 6 big jars over there? Fill them up with water to the brim. And they're like, okay. And they do it and then they go back to Jesus and Jesus is like, okay, now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast. And they're like, yeah, okay. And they take the water to the master, but when the master drinks it, it becomes wine. He's like, I don't know.
Liv Pearsall, aka Lil Breadstick, is an amazing TikTok creator. You can follow her on TikTok, on Instagram, and you can even go and check out her merch. You can go and feel free to give her some love. Here in Bible Stories with Liv, she presents what's usually called the story of the wedding at Cana. In John's Gospel, this is Jesus's first miracle. And I have to say, for a first miracle, it's kind of a weird one. Jesus doesn't save anyone's life. He doesn't heal someone from a debilitating disease. He doesn't feed the hungry or release someone who's being held captive. He makes wine to keep a party going. Like, they had plenty of wine at the party, but they drank it all, so he made more? What's that all about? Pause this video and take a moment to think about or discuss with your friends what you think is going on here. Why did Jesus do this miracle? And what does it tell us? Oh, you're back? Cool. So here's what I think's going on. In the Bible, there's a recurring theme of the big party. Over and over again, there are stories of big parties where people come together and they feast. In the book of Isaiah from the Old Testament, the kingdom of heaven is compared to such a feast. Here's what we hear. On this mountain, the Lord of hosts will make for all peoples a feast of rich food, a feast of well-aged wines, of rich food filled with marrow, of well-aged wines, strained clear. And he will destroy on this mountain the shroud that is cast over all peoples, the sheet that is spread over all nations. He will swallow up death forever. Then the Lord God will wipe away the tears from all faces. In the book of Revelation, at the end of the Bible, we see heaven compared to a wedding feast. In the parable of the prodigal son, a father throws a party when his child returns to him. In the parable of the lost sheep, a shepherd throws a party when his sheep is finally found. Do you see the theme here? God, the church, worship, our Christian faith is not meant to be this stuffy thing where we sit around with our hands neatly folded, trying not to make too much noise. No! God and the things of God are meant to be full of joy and life and fun and people coming together to celebrate. So let me ask you, when you think of the word church, is the first thing that pops into your head, huge party? Probably not. And so I could really use your help in making this happen. Think about or discuss with your friends how you might turn our faith into the party that it's meant to be.